if you've set a PB on your Apple Watch for a half marathon and a marathon, this is what it applies to. It's wrong. Bold statement, I know. Welcome back to the channel. So before we get into this about these PBs and these PBs being wrong, just a little bit of an update. I have got a bit of an injury, so there'll be no running races or training, anything like that running related for maybe the next couple of weeks. I weren't sure if it was stress fracture or shin splints and a bit of overuse, but there's quite a lot of pain every time I run. It is getting better. The runs need to be light and just staying off that leg really. So, you know, no running for a few weeks, or if it is going to be a run, it's going to be a really, really light run, just testing it out. So we're still out there getting it done. We're throwing weights about. We're doing that sort of stuff. Plenty of walking, low impact. I'm not 100% sure what's happened. I'm thinking it's shin splints and just a bit of overuse, and I'm 40 as well, so I think that's got something to do with it as well. Not ideal, but if it's not any better in another couple of weeks, I'll be going for a scan or seeing where we are. But I think it's just a bit of overuse and some shin splints, bit of that sort of stuff really. So we're going to get into this PBs. Apple Watch. If you've set a PB on your Apple Watch for a half marathon and a marathon, this is what it applies to. It's wrong. Bold statement, I know, but it's wrong. And I'm going to tell you how I figured this out, because this has been mashing my head for a while. I know a few of the people are using Apple Watches and they keep getting these really good PBs. And to start with, I just thought it was GPS dropping out and that sort of stuff. It's not. There is a fundamental mistake. I can't believe I figured it out. Only a runner would figure this out. If I'm wrong, let me know in comments. If I'm right and you're getting these same things as well, let me know in comments. We need to share this. We need to get Apple to fix this, because it's annoying, it's painful. I can't believe that Apple have made this mistake, that somebody else has not picked this up. It's a little bit crazy. So if you're using an Apple, it don't matter what Apple Watch you're using. I've tried it on a Series 5 and I've got an Ultra 2, and it happens on them both. So as far as I'm aware, this is going to be happening across all Apple Watches. It only affects your half marathon and your marathon PBs. A 5k PB, 10k PB, no danger, no problems with them ones. Half marathon and marathon PBs, if you're getting that notification from Apple at the end of your half marathon or your marathon that says congratulations, new PB, that PB is wrong. And I'm going to show you how and why and what your actual PB is. So half marathon and marathon PBs, I hate to be the one to shit on your PB, but it's wrong. So the PBs that you want to be paying attention to, if you do a half marathon or a marathon, the correct PB is the one from your chip time or the one from Strava. So when you do a half marathon or marathon, you stop your watch and it'll give you a workout time. So it'll say, here is your workout for that distance. I'm going to put some charts up and some screenshots up of mine now as we're going through it. So let's have a look. Let's pull up my half marathon. So it says here, as you can see, my half marathon workout time, 1 hour, 38 minutes, 1 hour, 38 minutes and 47 seconds. That is my workout time. But as you can see, I went a little bit over 21.11. So that's a little bit more than half a marathon. So that's why that time is for that workout, 21.11. So to work out what I actually did during that half marathon, if it's a race, then you'd use your chip time. But if not, you'd go to Strava, because Strava will tell you exactly what you did over that distance. So if you look at the Strava one, 1 hour 38.34, it's clocked me at the half marathon at 1 hour 38.34 or 98 minutes and 34 seconds. It calculates that exact distance there for you. But strangely, when I went through the half marathon, when I did the half marathon, my lovely Apple Watch told me my fastest half marathon has just been achieved with a time of 1:33.44. 1:33.44, 5 minutes quicker. So I thought, what's going on? Where is it? Just GPS dropping out? How is that possible? 5 minutes quicker. And this has happened 2 or 3 times now, so I thought this is not right. Strava can't be wrong, and all chip times at different races can't be wrong, and Apple Watch is right. There's something fundamentally wrong here to be 5 minutes different. And I figured it out! For some reason, when you do a half marathon PB, it gives you the time for a 20k, not a 21 point whatever K, 21.09, it gives you the time for 20k. Yeah, it's wrong. So if I go out and do a 20k run, it doesn't mark it as doing a half marathon, which is correct. I've not done a half marathon. But when you do a half marathon at 21.09 kilometers, it knows you've done a half marathon. It acknowledges you've done a half marathon, but it records your PB as the result that you've just done 20k in. And I'm like, no way. The reason I found out is if you look at my split times on my Apple Watch for that half marathon, and you add them all up, when you add them all up and you get to 20k, it comes to the time, within a few seconds either way, of the PB time. So do you follow? So when it's saying you've done a PB in the half marathon, it's, you know, you might have done a PB, but the time it's presenting for your PB, not your workout time, the time it's presenting for your PB is your 20k time. For some reason, built into their algorithm or their calculation, when you hit a half marathon PB, it gives you your rather than the time that you've done in the half marathon, it gives you your 20k time. So then I went back to Strava as well. And of course, if you look on Strava, my 20k time, drove in that same race. Let's have a look. The 20k time, 1 hour 33:32. 1 hour 33:32. That same race, Strava is telling me I did 20k in 1 hour 33:32. And Apple is saying I did the half marathon in 1 hour 33:44, so a few seconds apart. That could be GPS a few seconds. Apple, what are you doing? You're telling me congratulations on a new PB for the half marathon, but then you present my 20k time just over a kilometre short of the half marathon. This is a massive problem. Why is it happening? Why is it not being fixed? How have Apple done this? And then guess what's happening in the marathon? The exact same thing. So your marathon, 42 point and a bit of change kilometres, 42.1095 or whatever it is kilometres. When you do your marathon, it's calculating it at 40k. So if you ran 40k, it doesn't acknowledge you've done a marathon. I'm not saying that. You have to do the marathon, so the 42 point whatever it is in kilometres, then you get boom, notification, you've done a marathon. And it gives you a workout time, which we can see here, was 3 hours, 56 minutes and 59 seconds. But you can see I went slightly over a marathon, 42.24. We go to Strava, and it gives me my marathon time of 3 hours, 56 and 21 seconds, or use your chip time. But then Apple, out of nowhere, have snuck in, congratulations on your marathon PB, 3 hours 48:59. Nearly 10 minutes quicker. 8 minutes quicker, 9 minutes quicker. What? That's my 40k time. I added all the splits up again, and guess what? That PB it's giving me, 3 hours 48:59, that's what I did 40k in. What's going on? Does nobody know at Apple how far a marathon is or how far a half marathon is? Well, they must do, because you don't get the marathon and half marathon award until you've actually done it. But then when it gives you the time for your marathon or half marathon, only if it's a PB, but in the 40k and the 20k. So if you do a marathon, it'll give you and you've done a PB, it will give you your time for doing a 40k. If you do a half marathon and you get a PB, it'll give you the time for you doing a 20k. It's completely wrong. There'll be a massive difference between your workout time and your PB time. Your half marathon's over 1 kilometre. Your PB is shorting you by 1 kilometre. So you're thinking you've got this great time. You rock up to a race and you're thinking, well, I'm nowhere near now. What's going on? The chip times at races and Strava cannot be wrong. If you add up all your split times, you'll see what I'm saying is correct. This needs fixing. I've sent a message off to Apple as well. I've not heard anything back. I'm hoping to hear something, but this needs fixing. We cannot have you're doing a marathon or you're doing a half marathon and you're slogging your guts out, and then your watch is pinging you, telling you you've gone miles quicker than what you have done, and you haven't. How can this be happening? But I figured it out. So if you do a half marathon or you do a marathon, you want to you can pay attention to the time that your watch says when you've completed your workout, as long as you've not gone too much further over it, but that's going to be your time. Make sure you're on Strava, because Strava will calculate it correctly. It'll be a few seconds out from your workout time, because normally you're either a little bit, you need to make sure you go over the distance, but you know, just by a little bit, so it logs it as a half marathon or a marathon, and then look at the time on Strava, or always look at your chip time at a race. We can't rely on Apple. And I'm a big fan of Apple. I've got the Ultra 2. I've had the 5 Series before for years and years. Then I've gone to the Ultra 2. I love it. You know, I love Apple products. But this, what's going on? How can they get this wrong? No words. I've spoke to other people as well, and they're just, oh yeah, I think that's just my time. It's not your GPS dropping out. Add up your splits. If you do a half marathon, your Apple Watch says you've done a PB, add up your splits. I bet you the time it's saying you've done a PB is the time it's took you to do 20k. Same with the marathon, it'll be the time, the PB time it's giving you, you add up your splits, I bet you that split time is the time it's taken you to do 40k. We need it fixing. Share this, comment, let's get this fixed. We need somebody up there to fix it. There's always bug fixes coming out and new updates. I've done them all. It's not fixed. I'm not bloody running a marathon every 5 minutes to see if it's fixed to get a PB on my watch. Jesus. You think I ain't Roadrunner? Anyway, if you're feeling this pain as well, get it in comments, let me know. But hopefully there'll be a fix coming. But I've had this for quite a while now, at least 6 months. It's been bugging life out me. But anyway, I hope it's been a bit of value for you, and I hope it's answered. If you've got this same, you know, in your head, why is that happening? I hope this has answered it. This is just what I figured out. I'm hoping it's correct. If I'm not correct, let me know. But I'm 99.9999% sure that I'm correct. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. But I'll see you in another video shortly. We're going to have some new bits and bobs coming as well soon. Hopefully we'll be back running again soon. Just got to get this injury sorted. I don't want to knacker myself up too much. Still throwing some steel about, getting out there, getting some walks done and getting after it still. Still got to keep yourself fit and well. But we'll be throwing some other different kinds of videos out there as well soon as well. But thanks very much for coming along, and I'll see you next time.